Okay, guys, so something really interesting is happening right now. We we have this male here that is going after the Diato there, which is the white goldfish, and she must be a female because I'm assuming the hump on the head is the thing because she doesn't have that and he does, and he's a lot bigger. Anyway, there's a ton of eggs up here, which is crazy. I didn't realize that was a thing. But what I thought was that if I had goldfish and I had a bunch of plants, and these plants have just been doing super well in this tank, like I just added in that one, and as you can see, it's like split off into a million of them. And it's kind of interesting how they grow inside, but that's not really the focus here. Is that there's a bunch of eggs on this plant. So if you kind of look, it's kind of hard to see, honestly, but you can kind of see them right in there. So like those are the little eggs. Like there's one right there. You can kind of see. So I want to see. Let's see if there's some like on this or something. Yeah, there kind of seems to be. Okay. They're hard to see, but yeah, it's just there's eggs. So there's just eggs all over. I wonder if they're all over all of them, actually. That's kind of interesting. Like, I doubt it, but at least the ones back there, they're for sure eggs on most of them, I guess. Let's see. This has the same. Yeah, there's some. So the question is, do I want to pursue this in any way? Because goldfish are just, well, they're not the greatest pets at all. And I don't want a ton of goldfish, like more goldfish. In fact, these 5 that I have in here are kind of enough for me. Like, I really don't want more than that. But at the same time, it would be really interesting to breed them. So I'm definitely not going to do anything with eggs in here. So if they like end up hatching or whatever, they're frying however many days that takes, I'll probably take them out and just like let it like so then they don't get eaten, like just a couple of them just to see what happens. But I'm wondering if I should take like one of the plants and throw it in like this tank, because this is in with my betta and it's not going to eat the eggs. It'll eat the babies, but it wouldn't eat the eggs at least, and just kind of see how that goes. Or maybe I'll just leave them. I'll probably just leave them because, like I said, I really don't want more goldfish, but if they end up hatching, then I'll probably take a couple out just to raise them up, just because that would be really cool. So I like experiencing things like that and breeding animals. So like I have all these rosy red minnows because they bred, and then I just like took them out and raised them up, and now like the tank's just filled with them. And the problem with those and goldfish is when they're used as feeder fish, goldfish, well in general, they can have lots of diseases and stuff. These ones don't, because I've had them, like I have them in with my turtles. I've had them forever. So they're just not, that's not really a concern here as it would be if you were buying goldfish as feeder fish. But they're also extremely fatty. That's a problem for like feeding them to turtles. They just wouldn't make good turtle food because they're really fatty. But also they're high in thiaminase, which is like something that kind of destroys vitamin B. So yeah, so like thiamine is vitamin B, and then thiaminase kind of like is the opposite of that, and it like destroys it or something like that, along the lines of that. So that's how goldfish are, and that's how rosy red minnows are as well. So they don't make good feeder fish because they can cause a, so you can see they're going up to the surface to lay the eggs real quick, and then they're going back down. And this is just how, like if you have plants like this, or even like a mop or something, like a mop head type deal with like string or something like that, they can use that as well. Breeders will do that, and then it's really easy just to pop that into a different tank and go along with that. These plants work really well. So I've done a little bit of research on how to breed goldfish, but I didn't intend to. I just wanted to know about it, and they're doing what they would. So like I was saying, they're not good feeder fish. What are good feeder fish are the guppies, and I want to try to breed the guppies more than what's happening now. So I think the only way I can really do that is if I move them outside during the summer into like a huge tub with just tons of plants like this, and then they'll just like breed like crazy, and then I'll use those to feed the turtles just to add a little bit of, something extra. I mean, obviously I have 3 different types of insects that I breed, and then I do a lot of vegetables and stuff, and then the turtle pellets as well. So if I can add fish to that diet, or crustaceans as well, as something that would be interesting, then I would like to do that in the future. But goldfish aren't that way, and rosy red minnows, unfortunately, even though they breed extremely readily, are not exactly the way to pursue that. So, but this is really interesting. I mean, and it's really cool whenever something breeds. So like I had the crested geckos, they bred, and just all inside their enclosure, everything happened on their own, and they bred, and I had babies, and the eggs hatched in their enclosure, everything. Same thing with the rosy red minnows, same thing with koi catfish. I guess I've bred guppies, but guppies are just like the easiest thing ever to breed. And that's generally the story that's going on here. Like, I provide a good enough environment that the animals feel comfortable enough to breed, and then they just breed on their own. So that's kind of how everything's happened. I mean, I did have to intervene with the koi catfish, just like like if I wanted to breed goldfish, I'll probably have to intervene here, because I don't know. I can't imagine it takes too long. It would probably be like a week or two before the eggs hatch. So I'm assuming some of the eggs will survive, and that won't be an issue, but I'm not entirely sure. So again, we'll just kind of see how things go. And then if that happens, I will put them somewhere. I don't know. It depends how big they are, because if they're big enough, then I could just put them in with the guppies, I guess. But if they're not, then I could set up a tank somewhere, just like a small tank or something, and then eventually grow them out and then add them back in. But again, that would be like 2 to 4 that I would try to keep. And then other than that, I would kind of just let fend for themselves. Hey guys, if you happen to be enjoying this video, feel free to like the video, comment down below anything, and I will respond, and subscribe. Now we're going to see the actual eggs, and I'll show you up close, and it's going to be really cool. Okay guys, so here you can see all the eggs. It's a much better angle here, but you can see there's just a ton of them. So I can't imagine that they'll pick them off in a way that they won't survive however long it takes for them to incubate, which again I can't imagine is super long, just because with my experience of breeding fish, it generally is only like a week to 2 weeks or something for the eggs to eventually hatch. So, and I can tell you that goldfish eggs are extremely hardy, so I can't imagine that they wouldn't hatch in here unless they were eaten, of course. So we do have 3 big goldfish in here, and they're kind of going at it right now. So that's what's happening is that's the male right there. That's the female. They are coming up beside each other, and as she lays the eggs, I believe he's like putting sperm on them to make them fertile. I think that's how that works. I'm not entirely sure. And I'm thinking that this other one's also a male. Like there's 2 males and a female, which probably isn't very good. But I don't know how to I wasn't sure of how to figure out what gender they are. And I don't know what the 2 are in here. They might be males or female, I'm not sure. But this is a very interesting thing to watch, I guess, or eventually like to learn about. That's kind of strange. By the way, the water's super murky. It's like not even super dirty, it's just murky. It's because I've been adding in different pieces of wood to kind of build up this basking area here. So that's why it's just like a ton of tannins. That's pretty much it. So just after looking it up, it takes 2 to 7 days for these to hatch. So we could have babies in like no time at all without doing anything. So that'll be really interesting. I'll probably just come home one day and there'll just be a ton of babies everywhere. But again, that gives 2 to 7 days for them to eat them all. So I don't know how likely they are to do that. And I can't imagine that the turtle's going to go pick them all off the plant. I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe with a smaller turtle, but not with Normans. So that's going to be it for this video. These eggs were laid on November 7th, 2020, and it's currently February 5th, 2021. And nothing that I'm aware of happened with these eggs. I don't know if they hatched or if they didn't. I honestly do not remember. It doesn't look like I filmed anything after this about these eggs. But they did lay eggs again, and things did happen after that. So there'll be videos about goldfish that happen to be babies later on. So look forward to that, because I will be producing a video about how quickly goldfish grow and stuff, and like raising baby goldfish a little bit. So hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to like the video down below. Comment down below, and as I said, I will respond, and if I like it a lot, then I'll make a video about it. And then subscribe. You should also do that, maybe, if you want cool fish and reptile content. So have a fantastic day.